Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about the airlines, and this is now one of the popular subjects in the world of stocks and investing. Everybody wants to know which airline is going bankrupt first, or if any of them are going bankrupt at all. Now, the airlines and the cruise ship industry have been widely put into kind of the same category, and I did a video about the cruise ships, actually two videos of what I think would be happening. So you guys can check that out, link down below in the description right after you watch this video. Now, the cruise ships and the airlines, although they both rely on traveling, they're two very different industries. And I'm going to be talking about that in this video, as well as what I think will be happening to the airlines in the weeks and the months to come. Now, just before we get started, if you guys are seeing me for the very first time, my name is Ian, and on this channel, I talk about investing, making money, and personal finance on a whole. So with that said, give this video a thumbs up firstly, because that's how it's recommended to more people. And secondly, consider subscribing to this channel, and I post videos here several times a week on YouTube. Now, for all my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming back, and don't forget to drop a comment down below on what you think about what I'm saying in this video, and if you agree or disagree with some of the points in this video. So one main question that almost everybody has right now is now a good time to invest in airline stocks? Or if you already have airline stocks, should you be investing a whole lot more into them, or should you be looking for opportunities to sell off those stocks? Now, if you guys are keeping up with the news or investments, you would have known that Warren Buffett, who is a popular investor, just not too long ago sold nearly $400 million worth of Delta and Southwest stocks from his portfolio. Now, $400 million is a lot of money, and now these stocks are down in value, many of them below 50% of what they were 2 to 3 months ago. So why would he sell them off while the market is down? When even Warren himself says you never lose unless you sell. Now, Warren Buffett is also referred to as the king of investing, and whenever he makes bold moves like these, you can't help but wonder, speculate, and try to understand why and if you should be following his moves, or if you like everything he does, you can just invest in an ETF that mirrors his investments. Now, it's very popular or usual for investors to buy low, sell high, or buy low and hold for years, right? But now things are a bit different, because although the stock market has been through a lot, we've never really experienced anything like this before. Now, a lot of these airlines were not being very good with their money, and right now they really don't have any. And personally, if the government hadn't decided that they were going to offer financial aid and bail them out, then I feel a lot of them would be filing for bankruptcy and just creating new brands under their cousins' names in just a few months. So that's really the best news for them right now, and for that reason, they may live to see another day, so to speak. Now, this is all great news, and as investors, we would be happy now knowing that most likely they won't go bankrupt, and in a few years, we could, or it's highly possible that we would make a lot of money with these discounted airline shares. But there is one big hurdle with this bailout money that they are receiving though. Now, it's not just a case where they get the money and spend it however they feel. There are some strict guidelines that they have to agree to. Now, one of these is that they must repay the government over 70% of the $25 billion that they will be given to them. So all that money they were planning on making when the Mexican bear virus runs out is now going to have to be used to pay back this debt. So they aren't just getting away freely here. So this bailout is really a low-cost loan for the airlines, and they have 10 years to pay it back. Yes, you heard that right. They have 10 years to pay back this money. So let's see who's going to be irresponsible with their income in the months and years to come. You never want to owe the government money. It just usually doesn't end well. Now, I'm sure a lot of us know what happens when you owe the government money and time's up. They don't sit around and wait on you, right? They just kick your door in and take all your stuff. Now, another condition of this grant is that 10% of it will be offered as a loan warrant. And what this means is that they're now agreeing that the government will get a set amount of shares at a particular price. So we can think of this as a deal where the government will own a small part of the airlines because, well, the government just doesn't give away free money, except for the $1,200 stimulus payment. So that's another condition of this bailout money that the airlines are receiving or will be receiving. Now, another part of this agreement is that they cannot buy back any of their stocks. And can I tell you, they were doing this a lot to inflate the prices of their stock recently. Well, now they can't use any of this money to do any stock buybacks until September of next year, which means that for those airlines that were buying back stocks, moving forward, we will see their stocks being at the true real price and not just some overpriced stock because they bought back a ton of their shares. Now, this in turn means that some of these airlines may not revisit the peaks at which the stocks were at, and I mean, not at least for another year or two. So if you were counting on these airline stocks to go right back to the top, that's probably not going to happen, at least not for some airlines. Now, in addition to not being able to buy back any of their stocks, they're also barred from paying out dividends until next September as well. So for all my dividend investor friends and viewers, you are going to be without dividends for a year or a little more. So the income from these stocks is going to go down a bit, and really we should have expected that. And I myself wouldn't have wanted them trying to pay dividends right now, at least if we want to see these airlines bounce back. Now, these are all some of the factors why you see all the other stocks, or most of them, defying the bad news and data and skyrocketing instead, while the airlines are just stuck in terms of their stock prices. Now, the outlook for airlines, in my opinion, is really good. I mean, it's much better than that of the cruise ships. Now, first of all, they are getting the bailout, and even though it's on strict terms, they're still getting this bailout money. Now, secondly, we have to now consider the outlook for travelers. Will people start traveling again as they were 2 to 3 months ago? In the long run, or a year or two from now, I think so. And one major advantage that the airlines have is that people just don't travel on airlines for leisure or fun. They actually use it for essential traveling. I mean, you can drive to a lot of places, right? But it's going to take you a few days as opposed to getting there by airplane in just a few hours. So for that reason, I think people will be flying again real soon. Now, airlines also carry cargo and not just passengers, and that's another thing to consider here. Now, most importantly, when deciding which airline to invest in, you want to have a look at the financial statements and, very importantly, the balance sheet, because you need to know how much debt they have, how much cash they have, and what their revenue looks like. And also, guys, remember, initially the airlines were giving credits to everyone that they could, so that they could use that credit and rebook their flights at another time. But now the government stepped in and said to the airlines, hey, you need to start refunding those airline tickets now instead of sending people credits. So a lot of the money that they have or had is now being refunded. With all that in mind, then you can get a clearer idea if they will be able to make enough money to stay afloat and to be able to pay the government back and not go under in the next 10 years. Now, remember that 10-year deadline, right? Because that's very important. Now, if you find an airline stock that you think is worth it, then sure, go all in for it. At least that's my opinion. So all in all, I don't think that these airlines are going bankrupt, and that's at least if these guys start being responsible with their funds and start spending it wisely instead of just using all their profits to do stock buybacks and look good on paper. I think they will bounce back, but it's probably going to take a bit longer than other industries. So those are my thoughts on the airline industry right now. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a fair evaluation, or do you think they will still go bankrupt? Drop me a comment down below, as I would love to hear your thoughts as well on this. Now, if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so it can reach more people and in turn help them out as well. And if you're still watching right now and you haven't already subscribed to this channel, then right now is the time to do so. Remember guys, I post videos here several times a week on YouTube relating to personal finance, investing, and making money. Now, if you guys like free things, check out the link below in the description to WEBULL, where you can sign up, invest on that free investment platform, and get 2 free stocks which could be valued up to over $1,000. Now, once again guys, thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there. All the best with your investments, and until next time, adios.